Dear brothers and sisters in the Lord, good morning, happy Tuesday. Today, Tuesday, January 31st, Tuesday of the fourth week in Ordinary Time. When we go to a doctor's because we're not feeling well, we want the doctor to examine us, right? We want the doctor to take a look at our body, especially a part, let's say, that is bothering us. Definitely, doctor asking us questions is important, but we want a doctor really to take a thorough look and a very good look at our body, the part of our body was bothering us. We even allow the doctor to touch us, our body, because we are not doing well, right? Let's say we go to a doctor's and we tell the doctor what's wrong with us, and the doctor doesn't even examine us. Doctor, let's say, gives us a diagnosis and medicine, it sends us away. We'll be upset, right? We'll see that's a bad doctor. He didn't even take a look at us, didn't even touch the part that's bothering me. How could he know what was wrong? How could he give a good diagnosis and a remedy for my ailment, right? We wouldn't trust the doctor. Now, there is a reason, clearly, why I'm kind of sharing with you this little story about going to a doctor's. It's connected to one or two miracles in today's gospel. Today's gospel is about two miracles. One, the healing of a woman afflicted with hemorrhages, and the second, another miracle of bringing back to life a young girl who had died. Jesus healed the woman and brought the young girl back to life. And the story of the woman is very interesting because this woman approached Jesus with absolute trust and confidence in him. Unlike us, let's say we are sick, let's say we want to go and see the doctor, we want the doctor to examine us. She was sick, and she had been sick for 12 years, as the gospel says. And she didn't feel, or she didn't need Jesus to even to examine her, to ask her what's wrong with you. She said only one thing: if I but touch his clothes, I shall be cured. She trusts Jesus so much that she overcame the human kind of need of really being examined thoroughly and expressing what's bothering us, voicing out our complaint about our own ailment. She said, it's enough for me to touch his clothes, not even to touch his hand or to speak to him. To touch his clothes, I shall be cured. She had such a trust in the Lord that the only thing she wanted was to be healed. And she said, I know that if I touch his clothes, I'm not worthy to speak to him, to touch his hands. But if I touch his clothes, I shall be healed. And that's what happened. She touches Jesus' clothes, and immediately the flow of blood dries up, the gospel says. At this point, there is this interesting scene. Jesus was aware that power had gone out from him, and he asked this question: who's touched my clothes? And it's a vivid description of the scene that Mark gives us, because apostles react saying, Jesus, everybody's touching you. We can imagine, we can picture in front of our eyes Jesus and the crowd pressing Jesus, everybody trying to touch Jesus, everybody touching Jesus, his clothes, his hands, his hair. And the apostle said, well, what do you mean? Everybody is touching you. But one person touched Jesus in a special way, the woman. I'm pretty sure that other people besides the woman went to see Jesus because they want to be cured. I'm sure other people were sick with some sort of ailment or illness and want to be cured. And we tried to touch Jesus to be cured, but only one person was cured, the woman. So what was the difference? She approached Jesus with, as I was saying, with an absolute trust and faith in him. If I touch his clothes, I shall be cured. I know that that's enough. That's what she said, and she thought. That's what she said to herself. And Jesus knew it. And Jesus, he as a man didn't know who had touched him, but he knew one person touched him in a special way. And then the woman comes up to Jesus and tells him what happened. And so at this point, Jesus says, daughter, your faith has saved you. Your faith, your trust in me, trust in God has saved you. Go in peace and be cured of your affliction. And he sends her away. And then there is also the other miracle, say a miracle of healing, or bringing this young girl back to life. But I want to focus on the first one. Also, second story, very beautiful. But the first one really shows us what faith in God can do. Faith is an encounter between us and God. Faith is trusting in God. So we need to grow in our trust in God. We need to pray our Lord to have the same faith that that woman had that day. Thank you and God bless.